Greetings and salutations. Today we will be covering the Valley of the Headless Men within the northwestern territories of Canada. A land untouched by civilization exists, where nature's wilderness reigns supreme. In this vast wilderness lies a special place known as Nahanni Valley, a realm of strange myths and haunting mysteries that have woven a fearsome reputation over time. Deep within the heart of the Nahanni Valley, amidst its rugged terrain and unforgiving weather, lies a deadly enigma that sends shivers down the spine. This would be a series of unexplained deaths and disappearances. Many brave souls, travelers, and explorers alike have ventured into the valley, never to return. Their bodies found lifeless, their heads mysteriously severed, leaving the land branded as the Valley of the Headless Men. But that's not all. The Nahanni Valley holds more secrets in its eerie embrace. It is said that men who venture downstream within the valley vanish into thin air. It must be noted that tribes have vanished without a trace. There are claims that giants have and currently do roam the valley itself, along with mysterious howling sounds in the woods from an unknown species of animal. These are amongst a few of the mysteries that dwell within the Nahanni Valley. Tales of evil and the unknown echo throughout its canyons, whispering in the winds, leaving those who dare set foot in its shadows feeling a sense of ever-present foreboding. The enigmatic Nahanni Valley is hidden deep within the rugged northwest territories of Canada and has earned its place as one of the most unexplored frontiers in the world. The nearest city, Yellowknife, is over 500 kilometers or 311 miles away. This sanctuary defiantly resists mankind's rapid expansion, functioning as a true challenge to reach for the most daring who seek to venture into its untamed embrace. It must be noted that reaching Nahanni Valley is no easy feat, as access is limited via air, water, along with requiring a long overland journey from the abandoned village of Tungsten. This would be above the 60th parallel north, lying amidst Canada's wild territories. Significantly, this area is far from civilization and well within the wild territories of Canada. A trek through this wilderness demands expertise and experience due to the amount of risks and deadly forces that one would encounter. Despite its perilous nature, many are attracted to Nahanni Valley due to it boasting nearly unparalleled natural beauty and a unique geography, along with a wealth of flora and fauna. Its isolated nature has preserved its pristine state, allowing a diverse array of animals to thrive undisturbed. Chief amongst these is the grizzly bears, along with timber wolves, who both roam freely in this area. While human presence remains sparse, it must be noted that long ago, the lands surrounding Nahanni Valley were inhabited by the Dene indigenous tribes. Intriguingly enough, they appeared not to have lived precisely along the Nahanni River or its tributaries. However, the enigmatic tribe known as the Naha is mentioned in their oral history, which has been passed down through generations. As the sun sets over this untouched realm, whispers of its ancient secrets echo throughout the valley, reminding us that there are still places on Earth where the mysteries of nature and humanity remain entwined. The Nahanni Valley stands as a testament to the hidden wonders of the world, beckoning for the curious and the bold to explore and unearth its enigmas. Within the history of the Nahanni Valley lies a chilling tale, that of the Naha, a warrior tribe shrouded in mystery. According to the Dene oral histories, the Naha were a group of fierce adversaries lurking in the mountain, descending to the lowlands to unleash deadly raids upon the Dene people, instilling a deep fear into their hearts, one which would reverberate throughout the centuries. The name Nahanni itself holds significance due to meaning the riverland of the Naha people. These oral accounts are vital, offering proof of an enigmatic tribe's existence. However, the legend also recounts of the enigma of the Naha people having abruptly vanished, ceasing their menacing raids and disappearing without a trace. Their fate remains unsolved, leading to the question, did they migrate anywhere else, succumb to an unknown disease, or did they simply share the same fate as those who have become headless within the Nahanni River Valley? Some even posit that they remain hidden to this day, camouflaged in plain sight, and that the disappearances linked to the Nahanni River Valley are linked to this hidden tribe. The veil of obscurity surrounding the Naha might have faded over time, like countless other legends. However, an eerie turn of events within the Nahanni Valley perpetuated the mysteries by capturing the fascination of many mystery hunters. At the center of it is the dreaded 200-mile gorge, a place of terror and mystery. This gorge is the titular Valley of the Headless Men. The haunting tale originated in the early 20th century during the Klondike Gold Rush, when adventurous prospectors sought their fortunes in the remote Canadian wilderness. Two brave souls, Willie and Frank McLeod, these brothers chose to diverge from the traditional paths by venturing into the Nahanni Valley in pursuit of gold. Their arrival in 1906 marked the last time anyone would ever see them alive. 2 years later, a search party stumbled upon their campsite and a macabre sight. Their skeletal remains had been left without their heads. Evidence hinted at an ambush occurring while they slept, with one brother having attempted to reach for their firearm, signifying a desperate struggle for defense. Their companion, a man named Wire, had also vanished. The Valley of the Headless Men is said to conceal an enigmatic malevolence, leaving unanswered questions and unnerving accounts to circulate throughout time. The legends of the Naha tribe and the unsettling fate of the McLeod brothers persist, woven together into the chilling tapestry of the Naha Valley's mysteries, beckoning the brave and the curious to unravel its enigmas. The apparent ruthless decapitation of the peaceful prospectors, Willie and Frank, sent shockwaves of terror throughout the region. Whispers of wild theories echoed, those of feuding prospectors, wild animals, or inhospitable warlike natives seeking to deter intruders were abound. However, the truth remained elusive. In 1917, the discovery of Swiss prospector Martin Jorgensen's beheaded body lying next to his burnt cabin deepened the enigma. Speculation arose that he had struck gold and apparently written home about his newfound treasure just before meeting his grim fate. Attempting to quell the mysteries, an article from the Deseret News newspaper in 1947 titled "Headless Valley Myths Dispelled" sought logic for the murders. However, its contents were filled with unsubstantiated guesswork, such as the notion that Jorgensen and the McLeod brothers were killed for their gold lacked any conclusive evidence. It must be noted that in 1927, another body had emerged, belonging to Yukon Fisher, a man who had been sought by the Canadian Royal Mounted Police for years. His skeleton was found on Bennett Creek, close to where the McLeod brothers' bodies had been discovered. Fisher's death remains unexplained, further shrouding the Nahanni Valley in mystery. The presence of gold nuggets within his belongings, which were supposedly traded on the frontier, only added further intrigue to the mystery. As the sun set on the Nahanni Valley, the shadows of mystery deepened as questions multiplied. The identity of the killer or killers and the particular fate of the victims remained obscured, leaving the Valley of the Headless Men swathed in an eerie silence. Going into further detail with the McLeod brothers, it must be noted that they were lured by the allure of gold in 1904, supposedly striking it rich in Gold Creek, and they would return for their second expedition, and it was during this second expedition that they would go missing without a trace. In 1908, their brother Charlie McLeod made a grim discovery at the river's edge. He was the one to have found their bodies, decapitated, with one of his brothers having been left reaching for his firearm. This would cause the creek to become known as Headless Creek, a haunting reminder for the grim fate that befell the brothers. Their fate, however, was not an isolated occurrence. Once more, we return to the Yukon prospector Martin Jorgensen, who went missing after having struck gold. His body body, like the brothers before him, was found headless, potentially linking the two incidents. This caused the rumors of headhunters lurking in the shadows of Nahanni Valley to become prominent. However, the prospect of gold and riches lured a myriad of other prospectors into the area. Few who ventured into this subarctic Eldorado would never return home. Amongst these were Angus Hall, Joe McHolland, Bill Epper, and Annie Laferte, all who vanished without a trace, leaving the wilderness to claim their secrets. As the years passed, the mysteries revolving this valley deepened, giving birth to numerous speculations and theories. Some sought to discredit the headless corpse tales, while others tried to unravel the mysteries that unfolded within Nahanni's treacherous embrace. Yet the Valley of the Headless Men held its secret tightly, leaving many questions unanswered. Even to this day, the legacy of the Nahanni Valley endures. Going into further detail with those who vanished without a trace, we focus on Angus Hall, Joe Mulholland, and Bill Epper. In 1928, Angus Hall, a daring prospector, separated from his party and ventured ahead. He would never be seen again. Despite extensive searches, no sign of him was ever found, leaving his fate forever entwined with the enigma of the Valley of Headless Men. In 1936, yet another pair of intrepid prospectors, Joe Mulholland and Bill Epper, embarked on their own quest for fortune in the valley's depths. They set out with high hopes, however, their dreams would soon turn into a harrowing nightmare as they inexplicably vanished into thin air. The only remnants of their existence was the burned ruins of their cabin, adding yet another chilling end to the tally of the Valley of the Headless Men. In the same vein, a woman by the name of Annie Laferte became part of the valley's haunting lore in 1926. She was a member of a hunting party, and it must be noted that Annie ventured into Nahanni's remote wilderness and wound up separated, becoming tragically lost, swallowed forever by the unforgiving terrain. Months later, a witness named Big Charlie claimed to have glimpsed a naked woman climbing a hill, seemingly devoid of sanity. Annie's mysterious disappearance and the eerie appearance of the naked woman added to the eerie aura surrounding the valley. The wilderness of Nahanni was a place of peril, not only for those seeking riches, but also those who were trying to survive its unforgiving embrace. In the 1920s, the valley had yet remained largely uncharted, with minimal knowledge of its treacherous landscapes. Maps of the region were relatively scarce, usually depicting only two main rivers, Nahanni and Flat. It was a vast, unknown realm, concealing many secrets. As time passed, numerous sources attempted to debunk the mysteries surrounding the valley. Some downplayed the headless corpses, like the newspaper mentioned above. However, they were unable to due to the heads being the main source for identification of the bodies. Amidst the ever-present allure of gold and rumors of headhunters, deaths would continue to pile up. In 1945, an Ontario miner met a grim fate as he was found dead in his sleeping bag, his head nowhere to be found. In that same era, a trapper by the name of John O'Brien met a tragic fate, frozen near his campfire, strangely still clutching the matches. It was as if he had been flash frozen where he stood. Despite the passing years, the Nahanni Valley refuses to relinquish its secrets, remaining a land of enigmatic tales, mysteries, and the haunting allure of the wilderness. Within this land, shrouded in mystery, sometimes macabre creatures are said to roam freely, preying on those who venture into its depths. One such enigmatic entity is the Nahanni Valley Monster, an amalgamation of eerie beings which have captured the imagination of those who have heard of its chilling tales. Amongst the chilling tales are those of dreaded evil spirits, as recounted by some native hunters who brave the valley in pursuit of sustenance. The presence of said spirits is a malevolent force, and it is said to manifest on cold and windy nights, unleashing otherworldly shrieks that pierce the souls of those who dare listen. Legends also speak of colossal beings, referred to as the Giants of Nahanni Valley, who supposedly dwell within its hidden recesses. There are some claims that they use Rabbit Kettle Hot Springs as their culinary sanctuary. And while on megafauna, accounts from hunters and native trappers have hinted at encounters with behemoths like mammoths and mastodons. In the 1960s, geologists and naturalists, driven by insatiable curiosity, embarked on expeditions into the Nahanni Valley, only to be met with an onslaught of bizarre occurrences and malevolent encounters. bones, all connected to a wolf-like creature known as the Wahela. Due to the particular climatic conditions of the valley, during certain times of the year, a series of tropical-like mists occur. These mists have given rise to a legend of a tropical valley hidden within the expansive Nahanni Valley. Said place is believed to be where the rules of nature seem to bend, and while scientific evidence does support the presence of a series of hot springs somewhere within the area, the notion of a tropical haven remains an unlikely topic of debate. Nevertheless, tales of such a place continue to be spread. Legends have also emerged of a gateway to the mythical Hollow Earth. While it is true that the land is riddled with subterranean caverns, an astonishing 250 of them or more, the notion of a Hollow Earth world existing just beneath the surface seems implausible. Nevertheless, these subterranean chambers that exist go largely unexplored, leaving some to believe that this is where the elusive Naha tribesmen could have vanished to, and where they could still be while inhabiting the valley, acting as guardians of the Hollow Earth. Supposedly, they'd be determined to protect their last natural sanctuary to the extent to be the perpetrators of the beheadings that have gained this valley the title of the Valley of the Headless Men. However, others posit that the harsh and inhospitable natural climate of the remote Canadian wilderness is the true cause for the loss of so many lives. However, to many this explanation falls short, for nature alone could not explain the gruesome decapitations or the cabins left in ashes. As the enigma persists, it challenges explorers, scientists, and enthusiasts alike to unlock its mysteries. The valley's allure, coupled with its macabre history, has sparked endless debates and the relentless pursuit of answers within many. With the information gathered, a timeline can be formed to better understand this mystery. Pre-1900s. During this period, the Nahanni Valley was inhabited by the indigenous Dene tribes, who avoided the Valley of the Headless Men region, considering it to be haunted by evil spirits. 1904. Frank and Willie McLeod, prospecting brothers, venture into the Nahanni Valley in search of gold. They strike gold at Gold Creek and promptly return home. 1905. The brothers return to the Nahanni Valley for a second expedition. Unfortunately, this is when they vanish without a trace. 1906. A search party led by their brother finds the McLeod brothers' headless bodies on the edge of the Nahanni River. The region around the discovery site becomes known as Headless Creek. 1917. Yukon prospector Martin Jorgensen, after having claimed to have struck gold in the Nahanni Valley, goes missing. It must be noted that his burned down cabin is found, and like the McLeod brothers, he is also found decapitated. 1926. Annie Laferte goes missing in the Nahanni Valley after getting lost in the wilderness during a hunt. Months later, a man by the name of Big Charlie claims to have seen her wandering naked and disoriented throughout the valley. 1927. Yet another prospector, this time Yukon Fisher, is found dead on the banks of Bennett Creek within the valley. This was close enough to where the McLeod brothers' bodies were discovered for it to have risen suspicions about a shared perpetrator. He was known to have possessed gold nuggets on his person at the time of his death. However, the cause of his death remains unexplained. 1928. Prospector Angus Hall vanishes while walking ahead of his party in the Nahanni wilderness area. He is never to be seen again. 1931. Phil Powers' charred remains are discovered in the ashes of his burned down cabin. The Royal Mounted Police attribute his death to a faulty stovepipe. However, suspicions arise revolving around the cause of death. 1936. Prospectors Joe Mulhound and Bill Epper disappear without a trace, leaving behind only a burned down cabin, which causes people to suspect a link between their disappearance and the death of Phil Powers. 1945. A miner from Ontario is found dead within his sleeping bag. However, his head is missing. He too had been decapitated. 1960s onwards. Geologists and naturalists report eerie incidents and unexplained deaths after entering the Nahanni Valley. Present day, the Nahanni Valley remains shrouded in mystery, with countless tales of mythological creatures, prehistoric beasts, and unexplained phenomenon, though the passage of time has attempted to unravel its secrets. The Valley of the Headless Men remains defiantly cloaked in its enigma. Tales of giants, evil spirits, and beasts unknown are entwined with the chilling discoveries of headless bodies and burned down cabins. The indigenous Dene knew to avoid these haunted grounds, and yet explorers continue to dare and venture into its depths, only to vanish without a trace. As the sun sets upon this realm of wonder and terror, we are left with more questions than answers. Is it the territorial Nahanni tribesmen who have avoided discovery for the past few hundred years? Or is it something beyond our comprehension that claims lives in this unexplained wilderness? Could the very earth beneath our feet hide a subterranean secret and mysteries beyond imagination? As intrepid souls continue to seek the truth, we may yet uncover the key to unlock the haunting secrets held by the Valley of the Headless Men. If you remained with me until the end, I thank you, and I do hope you stay tuned and subscribe for more content.